Hey guys, I think it is day 178 of my weight loss journey. It has been a long road. I had a long run of 3.5 miles last Wednesday, and it was the fastest that I had ever ran under the, any distance over the 1 mile distance. Those were shorter distances, so I had more glycogen in the tank and I was able to run a little faster. But I did 3.5 miles at a pace under 14 minutes a mile. And for my fat, unconditioned butt, that is fantastic. My pace ended up being 13:38 a mile. And again, for me, that's great, man. I'm out here in the Asics Metaspeed Sky, and here it is from the side, here it is from the other side. Then on Thursday, I had a weigh-in, and I ended up losing weight, went down to 232.1. So I am 0.1 away from being a full 37 pounds. I weighed 269 on January 1st, so I'm down about 37 pounds. And one might say it's all about perspective. People that are doing a ton of crash dieting and stuff, 37 pounds, they'll lose that pretty quickly. But for me, I wanted to do it the right way. I didn't want to do any cheating ways, of taking a pill, taking shots, all that kind of crap, doing like crazy crash diets and all of that. I basically exercise and nutrition, and it's a slow road, but hopefully that will pay off in terms of just overall better health, and that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Now, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. My distance total that I had covered on Wednesday, again, I ran 3.5 miles, but I did like 2 additional miles for a cool down, just walking. And so 5.5 miles, and I'm not used to that. I had the worst groin pain the following day that I have ever had in this entire journey. It's like some sort of tendon up in the front. And man, it was brutal. I couldn't move. I had to, anytime I did move, I had to assist the leg with both arms. It was a massive struggle. The whole day I laid on the couch, so there was no going out here and exercising. The next day, which was yesterday, I ended up driving about an hour, and I walked around for maybe 20 minutes, just casually with frequent stops. It was, I noticed that the place was tender, but it wasn't all that bad. So it's healing quickly, but I have to be really careful about the strategies I take in my training that kind of help prevent that from happening again. Now, yesterday was supposed to have been a tempo day and a weightlifting day. Well, that didn't happen. None of that happened. I decided to treat it as another recovery day. And then today, I'm kind of reintroducing activity, and I'll probably lift, but it'll just be upper body only. I'm just really trying to recover this groin area as best I can while still maintaining some of my training. I'm kind of an oddball in terms of my cardiovascular health, because the heart rate recovery number, according to the phone or the watch, Apple Watch, it could be wrong, but my recovery seems to be at around a 34, which I'm sure that's not fantastic, but when I put that into AI, that says that is a very good number, so who knows. But in contrast to that, my VO2 max is pretty darn low. It's 28.1 right now. A week or two ago, it said it was 28.4, and that is still very low. And then, but I started at like 24. So, and 31 is considered low. So I started like bottom of the barrel, guys. So there's the duality with this thing. I ran the fastest I ever had for the longest distance. I walked my furthest distance. I lost, the lowest amount of weight. I mean, the most amount of weight. Like, I'm doing great, in some respect. Recovery, I guess, seems to be okay. But then my oxygen intake and how I'm able to use that is not so great. And then of course, all of these persistent tendon related injuries like plantar fasciitis and groin issues and all of that stuff. It is a duality, and it's extremely frustrating trying to find a balance throughout all of this. I will be doing my first 5K race on July 4th. I will probably be the last person to cross that finish line, but someone's got to do it. Might as well be me. So wish me luck. Now let's talk about these shoes. I picked them up used in really good condition. The foam did not look like it was all that much, like it had been compressed much or anything. Everything looked to be in pretty good shape, and they do feel good. Now, of course, I had seen I watched a ton of videos and it had a ton of hype for the Metaspeed Sky. So I was hyped up for it. Kind of like I was hyped up for the Evo SL. And yeah, I think the hype is justified probably in both cases, but just for example, the Evo SL, it gave me, like, I was having a little bit of shin splint problems. Like I could feel issues there, and it's not a extremely stable shoe. So I probably needed something with a little bit more stability. Not the fault of the shoe, but maybe it didn't live up to the hype for me. Now I still like the shoe. I plan on running a race in the shoe, in fact, but I'm not really sure if that's probably the best idea for me. It is so humid out here. The temperature is like nothing. Actually, I don't have the temperature up, but temperature's not hot. It's just so humid here in Kentucky. So I actually had planned on doing a race in these shoes, the Metaspeed Skies. Like a 10K, I think, is what I had these slotted for. I don't know if I will or not. Maybe I will. It just kind of all depends. Right now I have an orthotic in the shoe. It's not really designed for that. So I do have some heel slip. I'll try to utilize the runner's nut next time, but with my foot volume, I don't know if I'll be able to. We'll just have to see. But if I'm being 100% honest, I'm not really feeling that much of a difference between the feeling that I get in these and the endorphin speed, like 3 and 4 and stuff. Like I'm not feeling like a drastic difference. It's kind of odd. And maybe it's just because of where I'm walking in these casually, that's how it's feeling. However, I do think I probably prefer the other shoes a little bit because those platforms seem to be a bit more stable in the heel. Like this shoe, midfoot is great. It's extremely roomy and tons of cushion here. But in the heel where I kind of land, it's kind of wobbly a little bit. So I will probably need to try to alter my stride a bit as I'm using these. I've been doing a casual walk in these for 21 minutes now. I am going to try to do a little bit of a jog, not much, because again, this groin, I want it to heal as good as I can. When I typed in my problem to AI, it basically told me that my stride length was probably a little too long, and over the distance, it was being strained by the volume, the amount of volume that my body really wasn't used to yet. So every time I have to move my leg forward, it has to work and propel that leg. So it was saying that I need to increase the cadence and keep the shorts like super small, and basically make every step be right below my center of gravity. So basically baby steps. So I'm gonna give that a shot, see how my heart rate behaves under that condition. It is very humid, so I don't know, it still might be high, but I'm gonna give that a shot and I'll report back with you guys. All right guys, so for the last 14 minutes I've been running at a cadence of 170 beats per minute, and out of that time my heart rate, I kind of stopped to recover and just kind of walked, in those distances. The crazy thing though was the recovery time. After my heart rate peaked at 155, I was able to get back into the pace probably within 10-15 seconds of rest. So that was probably about at least 13 minutes of continuous pace. Now granted, it was baby steps, but it was crazy because I was able to cover a longer distance without needing to stop. That's nuts. For some of you that might be out there and have already discovered that, so you might be laughing. It's not nuts, it's science, right? But no, it's really crazy. Move the feet faster, but somehow keep the heart rate lower. Wild. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, that's not how I want to run. I want to run with long strides because that's what's fun to me. Moving my feet freaking like a, I don't know, like a little rabbit. That doesn't sound fun to me. But covering distance while keeping heart rate low, that kind of sounds cool. So I guess I'll do whatever I got to do. Plus, trying to manage this groin injury. Right now, everything feels fine. It's really the true test will be how are my legs feeling tomorrow. Now, I will say at that pace, these shoes, even with that short stride, that's kind of like where these babies live, at least for me, because that quicker pace, it was like I didn't have time to put the heel down. I basically just had to keep the landing on the forefoot. That's all I had time to really do. You try to do a full rolling stride on, you know, at 170 beats per minute, and it just doesn't happen. So at least with my lack of athleticism. So I basically was landing on midfoot the whole time, but it felt good. It felt great in these shoes, actually. So yeah, there's that little bit. I might run the 5K in these and take that strategy. Not really sure yet. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I've got a lot of shoes coming on the way and can't wait to talk about them. And then as soon as they're there, I'll revisit some of the old ones and make them a part of this marathon training process. All right, guys, you all take it easy. I'm jumping over here. Later.